Everybody, happy Tuesday. Feliz martes, feliz terça-feira. All right, today did some squats and I did my FlabLab 4-way tricep extension face pull-ups and then partial pull-ups with the band. Things went well. Did 225 by 5x5 on the safety squat bar squats. Did those in heels, a little bit more quad involvement. Everything felt pretty good. I'm pretty happy with progress so far. Seems like things are coming back online in terms of strength, which brings me to a topic that I want to talk about today, which is the scale. So one of the things that I've been noticing, right, is that, and I've mentioned this before, my weight is constant or some cases creeping up a little bit, so I'm keeping it checked, but clothes are fitting better even still. I think things look better in the mirror. It's hard to tell when you're over 50, to be honest. You know, you're trying to figure out how things are going and, you know, what tools do you have at your disposal? And the number one tool that most people use is a scale, right? So it's like, well, how much do I weigh today? And you track your weight. And the scale is a measure of weight for sure. But it doesn't measure all the other stuff, right? Like body composition, how much fluid you're retaining, all the other stuff that actually matters when you're trying to figure out if you're gaining fat, gaining muscle mass, losing fat, losing muscle mass, bone density, yada, 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 right? Those things have to be done some other way, right? So the work I do, which I do, you know, physics modeling and data analysis, a lot of the results that we provide are what I would call an integrated result. And integrated results are kind of okay when you're engineering at the high system of systems kind of level, but it doesn't always tell you how well things are working and what really matters, what the sensitive variables are. So where I'm going with this is that, you know, when we actually try to figure things out, you know, in places like my job, right, we start taking derivatives, right? So, you know, like, okay, I need to find out, you know, how this thing is changing with respect to this variable, time, distance, whatever it may be. You know, kind of like with the scale, there's a need to take derivatives there with respect to caloric intake, you know, amount of exercise you've been doing, the amount of time it's been since, you know, you last measured. All those things are variables that you would want to take a derivative with respect to figure out if that thing is driving the change you see on the scale, because the scale is the integrated result. And so it's not that the scale is lying, but it's obfuscated. It's not a clear picture into what's actually going on. So a lot of people are like, well, you know, this is how much I weigh today. And it is important to weigh yourself. But point being is that being an integrated result will not tell you all the answers. So you have to do other things, right? Body caliper measurements, not the greatest, but there's something. You've got myotapes, very easy to use. You can measure the diameter of your biceps, thighs, you know, around your midsection. You can measure those things and be consistent with it. That'll tell you something. How do you look in the mirror, right? How do you feel in the morning? You know, there's other stuff like testing, you know, the nitrogen in your urine. There's all kinds of other crazy stuff that you can do to, oh, my ketosis, whatever. There's a lot of other things that you can look into to figure out, you know, how to track your health metrics. But the scale, something you can find in almost every store, and a lot of people go to that first. And it is a very good first order measure of progress, but we need to be careful that we don't focus on it in it alone, because it is not the complete picture. So just wanted to put that out there, try and kind of spell out like ideas that are in my head as I'm trying to get through this process of losing weight, gaining muscle, gaining strength, fighting off father time, all the stuff that I'm doing here, and what I'm learning along the way. So with that, hope you folks had a great day. Espero que você tenha ótimo dia. Happy Tuesday. Feliz martes. Feliz terça-feira. Until next time, don't forget, get into those gyms, hit those goals, and get swole. Peace.